Most people wake up every day thinking that life is predictable. They think success belongs to the lucky, the connected, the naturally talented. But then there are rare individuals like Jack Ma who show us that success is not born from luck. It is forged through relentless perseverance, vision, courage, learning, and contribution. At his Unleash the Power Within event, Jack Ma doesn't just talk about business or money. He reveals the mindset, the mental patterns, the failures, the breakthroughs, and the philosophies that define extraordinary achievement. Today, you're about to get the full, unfiltered recap, a journey through his life lessons, stories, strategies, and mindset shifts that can reshape how you think about success, failure, and purpose. By the end of this script, you'll understand not just Jack Ma's path, but the power within yourself waiting to be unleashed. Jack Ma's early life was unremarkable by conventional standards. Born into a modest family in Hangzhou, China, he struggled academically and faced countless rejections. He failed exams, was rejected from jobs, including KFC, and was laughed at by peers and society. Yet he never let these setbacks define him. At the event, he repeatedly emphasizes, failure is not the enemy, fear of failure is. Every rejection, every mistake, every moment of doubt is a stepping stone. Understanding this distinction is crucial for anyone aiming to achieve greatness. One of the key lessons Jack shares is the mindset of perseverance. Perseverance is more than just not giving up. It is embracing discomfort, enduring struggle, and maintaining belief in your vision when everyone else doubts you. He narrates stories from Alibaba's early days, small teams working in cramped rooms, competitors mocking them, investors refusing funding, and how these challenges strengthened his resolve. Each story illustrates that success doesn't arrive instantly. It is compounded through persistent effort, repeated failure, and consistent action. Jack Ma stresses vision over immediate profit. Chasing money alone, he warns, is a trap. Money is a byproduct of value creation, not the starting point. He recounts how, in Alibaba's infancy, focusing on customer needs, innovation, and long-term impact allowed the company to grow exponentially, whereas competitors who chased quick profits often failed. Success, he says, is a natural outcome of serving others, solving problems, and thinking long-term. A recurring theme throughout the event is lifelong learning. Jack Ma insists that the moment you stop learning, you stop growing. Technology evolves, markets shift, and customer expectations change. Continuous learning is non-negotiable. He shares anecdotes of reading, attending workshops, observing competitors, and constantly seeking new knowledge. He emphasizes that even if you reach a high level of success, complacency is the fastest path to decline. Courage and risk-taking are central to Jack Ma's philosophy. He tells the audience, the biggest risk is not taking any risk. Comfort feels safe, but it is the enemy of growth. He shares examples of negotiating with skeptical investors, entering markets full of uncertainty, and making bold decisions that others would call reckless. These risks, taken with vision and persistence, were pivotal to his success. Resilience through failure is another cornerstone of his teaching. Jack Ma explains that each failure carries lessons that are invisible at first glance. Early business mistakes, financial setbacks, and regulatory challenges were not obstacles, they were lessons. Extracting these lessons, applying them, and persisting despite adversity is what separates ordinary individuals from extraordinary achievers. Jack Ma also emphasizes empowering others and creating legacy. True success is not measured by personal wealth alone, it is measured by how many people you lift, the systems you create, and the opportunities you provide. He shares his philosophy of mentoring young entrepreneurs, investing in education, and building platforms like Alibaba that allow millions to grow alongside him. Contribution multiplies influence, influence creates opportunity. Another major lesson he delivers is about mental blocks and limiting beliefs. Fear of failure, attachment to comfort, impatience, and comparison are subtle but powerful forces that hold people back. Jack Ma illustrates this through personal anecdotes. Moments when society doubted him, when investors laughed, when competitors succeeded where he initially failed. Each challenge became fuel. Each setback taught him resilience, strategy, and self-belief. He also dives into leadership psychology. Emotional intelligence, empathy, and resilience define effective leadership. Jack Ma explains that leaders must confront their limitations, embrace vulnerability, and commit to their vision. He shares stories from Alibaba, where understanding team dynamics, customer needs, and market psychology allowed him to make decisions that transformed the company into a global giant. At the event, Jack Ma constantly reinforces the idea that success is intentional, not accidental. The pillars of his philosophy can be summarized as resilience, enduring setbacks and extracting lessons; vision, focusing on long-term impact rather than short-term profit; continuous learning, never stopping personal and professional growth; courage, embracing risk and uncertainty; contribution, lifting others and building legacy. He shares actionable insights: build systems, invest in people, value learning over instant results, embrace failure as feedback, and never settle for comfort at the expense of growth. Each concept is backed by a story from his life, sometimes humorous, sometimes painful, but always illuminating. The climax of the event is a call to action for every individual. Your circumstances do not define you. Your failures do not define you. Your future is defined by how you respond, how you persist, and how you commit to your vision. Jack Ma's journey teaches that extraordinary success is a product of mindset, not circumstance. The power within every individual is real. It is waiting to be unleashed. By the end of the event, the audience is left with a profound understanding. Fear is a guide, not a barrier. Failures are lessons, not verdicts. Vision and service trump money and comfort. Persistence compounds into extraordinary results. Empowering others amplifies your own success. Jack Ma concludes that anyone willing to embrace struggle, take calculated risks, learn continuously, and contribute meaningfully can achieve greatness. The Unleash the Power Within event is more than a seminar. It is a blueprint for life, success, and fulfillment. Jack Ma continues to stress that resilience is cultivated, not inherited. He explains that every successful person has faced moments where quitting seemed easier than continuing. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who settle for mediocrity is the willingness to persist through discomfort, doubt, and repeated failure. At the event, he shares a story from his own life. In the early days of Alibaba, he and his small team worked tirelessly, often sleeping only a few hours a night, facing rejection from investors and skepticism from peers. The constant pressure could have crushed anyone, but instead, it honed their problem-solving skills, strengthened their resolve, and shaped their character. One of the most powerful lessons Jack delivers is about embracing rejection as feedback. He recalls being rejected from job after job, KFC, universities, teaching positions, and how each rejection, rather than being an endpoint, became a redirection toward his true path. He emphasizes that the world will often say no long before it says yes. Success, he teaches, is not about avoiding rejection, but about learning to interpret each no as a guidepost, adjusting strategy, and moving forward with renewed clarity. He also highlights the importance of maintaining a long-term perspective. Many people fail because they measure progress through immediate outcomes. Jack Ma warns against short-term thinking. If you chase only immediate results, you will be trapped in cycles of disappointment and frustration. He illustrates this with Alibaba's journey: years of investment without immediate profit, persistent innovation, and patient market development. Those early years, though challenging, set the foundation for exponential growth later. The event dives deep into the psychology of courage. Jack Ma insists that fear is inevitable, but it should never dictate action. He recounts multiple instances where stepping into uncertainty felt terrifying: launching new products, negotiating with powerful competitors, entering international markets. Each time, the fear was real, but the willingness to act despite fear created opportunities that others missed. Courage, he explains, is developed through repeated action in the face of uncertainty. Jack Ma also addresses the misconception of talent over effort. Many people assume that success requires innate brilliance or natural gifts. He counters this by sharing stories of people with average ability who outperform the gifted because of dedication, persistence, and willingness to learn. He emphasizes that mindset, work ethic, and continuous improvement outweigh raw talent every time. Contribution and legacy form another critical pillar of his teaching. Jack Ma insists that real fulfillment comes not from personal accumulation, but from creating opportunities for others. He shares anecdotes of mentoring young entrepreneurs, investing in education initiatives, and empowering his teams. Legacy, he explains, is built by lifting others as you rise, creating systems and platforms that allow others to succeed alongside you. This principle, he stresses, is the ultimate multiplier of influence and impact. Throughout the event, Jack Ma repeatedly challenges attendees to examine and discard limiting beliefs. He tackles thoughts like, "I am too small to matter," "failure defines me," "I must wait until conditions are perfect," and "I cannot compete with the established giants." Each belief, he explains, is a mental chain that keeps potential trapped. He illustrates this with personal stories, showing that breaking free from these constraints through risk-taking, learning, and persistence was crucial to his success. Jack Ma also provides insights into the dynamics of leadership. Effective leaders, he says, serve first, listen actively, empower others, and remain adaptable. He narrates experiences of leading teams through crises, managing conflicts, and aligning diverse groups toward a shared vision. Leadership, he emphasizes, is not about authority or control. It's about influence, clarity of purpose, and the ability to navigate uncertainty with resilience and empathy. Another key point he addresses is the power of mindset over circumstances. He illustrates this with examples of competitors who had more resources but lacked vision, focus, or resilience. Meanwhile, small teams with limited capital but unwavering belief and strategic thinking often succeeded against the odds. This, he emphasizes, is the ultimate differentiator. What you believe you can achieve determines what you actually achieve, far more than luck or starting conditions. Jack Ma also stresses the necessity of adaptability in a rapidly changing world. At the event, he points out that technology, markets, and consumer behaviors evolve constantly. Those who cling to old methods, resist change, or refuse to learn new skills are quickly left behind. He shares examples from Alibaba's pivoting strategies, learning from failures, adopting new technologies, and entering untapped markets. Adaptability, he teaches, is not optional. It's essential for survival and exponential growth. The event emphasizes the integration of personal and professional growth. Jack Ma explains that success is not solely about wealth, influence, or business metrics. It's about aligning your values, purpose, and actions. Every decision, he argues, should reinforce your vision and contribute to your long-term goals. Personal integrity, discipline, and emotional intelligence are not add-ons. They are core drivers of sustainable success. Jack Ma also addresses the value of consistency over intensity. Many people burn out chasing big wins, but the truly successful understand that small, consistent actions compound over time. He provides examples from Alibaba's growth daily routines, disciplined work, incremental improvements that led to massive cumulative results. Success, he emphasizes, is rarely instant. It is built quietly, persistently, and deliberately. The climax of the event focuses on actionable takeaways. Treat failure as feedback, not as a verdict. Embrace fear and uncertainty as catalysts for growth. Prioritize long-term vision over short-term gains. Commit to continuous learning and personal development. Lead with empathy, empower others, and build legacy. Take consistent action every day, even when results are not immediate. Finally, Jack Ma leaves the audience with a resounding message. The power to change your life is already within you. Your setbacks are setups. Your doubts are invitations to grow. Your persistence is the engine of transformation. Anyone willing to embrace struggle, take risks, learn continuously, and serve others can achieve extraordinary success. The Unleash the Power Within event is not just a business seminar. It is a blueprint for life, a call to action, and a motivational force for anyone seeking to maximize their potential. Jack Ma's life stories and teachings demonstrate that success is intentional, mindset-driven, and achievable by those who refuse to be limited by fear, doubt, or circumstance.